Hello there and a wonderful day to all of you. Hope you're doing great, and let's start talking about the new builds in the second title update. Sword and Shield received plenty new upgrades to all the Elder Dragon weapons, as well as a new armor set. For old contenders, such as the Tigrex Sword and Shield, you can watch the video I made roughly a month ago, where I'm talking about the build I made back then, as it's still one of the stronger options to this day. Don't worry though, finally our dearest chicken wing Sword and Shield got some competition. The Rathian Sword and Shield has seen more and more use since the first title update, and for a few people, like me, fell under the radar for some time, but for both shield bashing and drill slashing, it's excellent in damage. It comes with innate crit, has a lot of poison and high raw, as well as access to wide sharpness through handicraft. You can either leave it at blue sharpness for shield bashing, or go a protective polish route for proccing a ton of poison while having fun with the new drill slash. Something many people want to do from what I read over the course of the last month. You can see both build options I chose on the screen with their respective charm, though as always keep in mind that worse or better charms can vary and you might end up losing a tiny bit of its efficiency. Sadly, with all the different charms, it can't be helped. The strength of this build comes through proccing poison. Duh. After proccing poison twice against most monsters, it'll get ahead of the Tigrex Sword and Shield outside of speedrunning, while being more comfortable to use and not relying as much on the Palico crit buff. If you're seeking maximum comfort, I'd use the shield bash route. Sadly, despite Teostra getting a decent upgrade in this patch, it can't seem to hold its feet against Rathian, as poison received a major buff in Rise, where it can stack even during poison procs ticking down, which is currently an exclusive mechanic to Monster Hunter Rise. It's a fun option to use though. I doubt we will see any form of blast builds in the future, as both Magna Marlowe's and Teostra's Sword and Shield are demanding too much while giving back too little damage. There's also the old Ninja Sword build, but unless you're having a very specific matchup in speedrunning where using Mind's Eye will be beneficial, I can't recommend it outside of getting into Sword and Shield without any major hurdles. Perhaps it'll be used against Apex Diablo since he seems like a terrible matchup for Sword and Shield, but who knows. Aside from the poison build and the old Tigrex build, there's also another fantastic raw build through the new Valstrax armor that works wonders under the right circumstances for both the old King Nargacuga and the Valstrax Sword and Shield itself. As before, you can see the build on your screen right now. The Valstrax armor set, despite being a full set, is not as easy to build, as you need a good charm with either critical eye attack boost or critical boost up to at least 2 points and a level 3 slot. The set itself has 2 level 3 slots, but you need an additional one to get to offensive guard 3. The charm I have myself is far worse than what I'm recommending. I've gotten rather unlucky in that regard. This is not where the fun ends though, oh no. The Valstrax set has a unique skill called Dragon Heart. Once you drop below 80% HP, you'll permanently be afflicted with Dragon Blight, as long as you stay below 80% HP. I found it rather easy to manage in both solo and multiplayer hunts, but might be much more difficult for you, and if you're inexperienced or not confident yet, I wouldn't suggest you to use it. In return, you gain 50 elemental resistances to everything, making you immune to any form of elemental blight. You also gain 10% raw, and through the other innate skill, Resuscitate, another 20 flat raw on top of it, as you're inflicted by a blight. As neat as it is, the set also has 3 points of resentment, which works extremely well alongside offensive guard for your Shoryugekis, since they count as a guard point, so you will receive chip damage from countering moves and bombs, proccing resentment for the duration of the Shoryugeki, and then receive further boost through offensive guard. Both Naga and Valstrax's Sword and Shield are great contenders for this set, as they have innate white, a level 2 slot similar raw, and one focuses on shield bashing, where the Valstrax one can actually use Perfect Rush and Drill Slash if you do want to. I'm very fond of this build, as it's a ton of fun for me to play around, but if you don't run a fighter type Palico, you might have issues getting to higher crit numbers to make it consistently good. That's it for raw builds in 3.0, though we haven't talked about elemental builds yet. Maybe in a future video? As always, I want to keep it as brief as possible, so I won't waste your time. Thanks a lot for watching, have a beautiful remaining day, perhaps subscribe if you want to for future videos and speedruns, follow me on Twitch, and take care.